Hey everybody, it's Cliff Yates. How are you? I am live, YouTube vertical mode. I love going live in the vertical mode for a couple different reasons. Number one is I connect with new people because going live in the vertical mode shows up in the shorts feed. And so I end up connecting with people who aren't already subscribers, and that is awesome. Let me check my sound. Sometimes I'm not on the mic. I have a feeling that might be the case. No, we're good to go, everybody. So I'm going to give you gold right off the bat. Why? Because some people may be watching on the playback. So put the gold on right away. The gold is this: thinking. Your thinking. Number one, your thinking affects your feelings. Thinking, feelings. Your feelings are going to create emotions. And your emotions are going to create vibration. And vibration causes magneticism. Magnetic causes you to be magnetic. From your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, you become magnetic to those thoughts and feelings. That's why really the basis for the law of attraction has to deal with how you think. That's the number one thing that's going to dictate everything in your life. So instead of trying to change your life, right? Everybody's going around trying to change their life. Have a new life. We can do it. We can do it. But the right way is to change your thinking. Once you change your thinking, it's going to be a domino effect. Everything else is going to fall from the thinking, and it's going to go on down the line, and success is going to be attracted to you. You're not going to have to go out and search for money. You're not going to have to go out there and search for friends. You're not going to have to go out there and search for success or business or anything else, because you're going to attract it by your thinking, which is going to become feelings, which are going to become emotions, which are going to become vibrations, and then you're going to be magnetic from those vibrations. You're going to be on the right frequency. All these things, and I got this part from Bob Proctor. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're growing. We got a community of progress here, and it's great to be growing. And I like going raw and real. Raw and real is what I call it, because I have no teleprompter. I did have a couple notes, but I'm not reading from a script or anything else, right? It's coming from my head, through my heart and then out my mouth, which is why sometimes I will trip over my words, but that's okay. I leave the mistakes in, because in this world, this day and age of bullshit AI and over-edited, over-polished content, we don't really know what's real anymore. So I like to go raw and real, because then with a little bit of certainty that this is not AI BS, right? And I'm so excited today. I learned from a creator and actually trainer, Think Media on YouTube, and their whole business model is helping creators, helping YouTube channels to grow. And they revealed that YouTube now is actually scraping, searching, using AI to scrape their whole platform and take off the AI generated content that's solely AI generated, that is just pumping out content that is totally created by AI. And most of these accounts are not real and legitimate. And some of these accounts are making $30,000 to $40,000 a month. And a lot of them are just AI, generated content, because people don't want to be the face in front of the camera. So people want to be a faceless channel. Now, some of those channels are legitimate, and they're getting bashed too, right? Some of them are getting canceled. They're getting demonetized is what they're doing. Hey, I love it. Hey, Elizabeth from 7607. 2 hearts. Thank you. I'll tell you what, you have the gift of encouragement. I have that too. No greater gift, by the way, encouraging others, leaving a positive comment, and listen, from me to you, listen. That's not that common nowadays. That's how it's so easy to set yourself apart, to be above the next level, because just giving the gift of encouragement to other people aren't really used to getting that in today's world. So that's one way we can set ourselves apart. Be the gift of encouragement to other people. Tell people, hey, you're doing a great job today. You'd be surprised. I don't care if you do this in the grocery store, at the gym. I do it at the gym. You just make eye contact with that person just for a little second longer than people normally do or don't do at all. And just tell them, hey, you know what? You're doing a great job today. You'll be surprised how people will remember that for weeks. I did that a couple of weeks ago at my gym. I got a new gym down here at the Crunch. And I thought, hey, when I go in, it just came to my mind, how am I going to, be a little bit different with the guy behind the counter or the lady, whoever it's going to be. And so when I went in the door, this young man was behind the counter, and I took a moment to make eye contact, and I said, has anybody told you look great today? And he said, you did. And then we had a little bit of a laugh, and I went on to have my workout. Now, 2 days later, I went back in the gym. Maybe it was the next day. I don't know. But you know what? I walked in to check in, scanned my card, and he said to me, the same kid, hey, has anybody told you look great today? I said, you did. He remembered from the day, 2 days before, what I had said to him. You'd be surprised the positive impact you can have on people just with a little bit of encouragement, or actually just making damn eye contact at all, because you watch people in line, right, at the grocery store or anywhere, they go about their business. Yeah, hi, how you doing? They never take the time really to make eye contact with other people. It's a good thing to practice, and we can practice at any time when we go out in public. Not that we have to. We don't have to do it. It's fun to do it. It's a skill that we can develop. Communication is not a talent. Communication is a skill that we can develop and get better and better each and every day. Hey, listen, there are some days I don't feel like interacting with people. I just go into the store and go about my business. I'm not always trying to spread joy, so there's no obligation to do it, but start doing it for fun. There's no better joy than trying to be the gift of encouragement for somebody out there. Now, we can't have, we can't assess our effectiveness on the reactions of other people, because we never know what they're going through. You never know what somebody else is going through. And Stephen Covey talked about this in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And he was talking about being on the train in New York, and 2 kids were running around screaming and yelling, and just people were kind of looking at the guy. And I think it was Covey himself looked at the guy, and the guy said, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I know my kids they're acting a little crazy. I probably should reel them in. But their mom passed away this morning, and I don't know how to really, I don't know how to deal with it, and I don't think they do. And so, wow, so you never know, right, what somebody's going through. People are going through stuff, right? And we don't know that just walking around. So, we say, good morning, great to see you, how you doing? We have a joyful disposition. Not always going to be accepted or going to be reflected back to us that way, but that's okay, because we're not doing it for the reflection back. Although in most cases, it's going to be positive, and it's very fulfilling when you've had a positive impact on other people. But you never know what that impact is, or if you're having that impact. But I was I'm just happy that some of those channels, and you get tempted as a small, tiny channel like myself. You shouldn't look at the numbers. You should just be focusing on your content and the quantity and the quality of your content and what you're putting out there, without, having everything dependent on the numbers. But you're always trying to get better, put better content out there, higher quality, maybe even higher quantity. And so sometimes you model other channels and what they're doing, and you see, sometimes you can't help but doing a little comparison, though you shouldn't. You should model excellence, but not be comparing yourself to someone who's 10 clicks above you, right? And because that can start to suck you in. Hey, they're getting 55,000 views in the first 2 minutes. What am I? You get tempted to take little steps. Maybe I can use AI to generate this, to auto-generate that. Maybe I can take information, I can just repurpose it for my own content. Maybe I can just have AI, scrape similar kind of subjects, and then I'll just copy and paste that into my description. No shortcuts. We can model excellence, but no shortcuts. And I'm using a service called Ecamm Live. Let's see if Yeah, see if I can. Oh, I can actually bring that right down into my video here. That's good. All right. See, we got a positive comment, and I love positive comments, so I always try to respond to them, and I highlight them when I can. And listen, I'm such a tiny channel that I will. I do go and I go through my comments and I do respond back, even the negative ones, even the hateful ones that come through. And believe me, they help the channel. Little did they know that they've taken the time to throw some shade on me. Little did they know that by interacting, watching the video, number one, number two, taking the time to dislike and or leave a nasty comment, all that YouTube knows is, people are interacting with the video. They've watched it, they've left a comment, and they will start to show it to more people who like that kind of thing, this kind of thing. And so thinking is the name of the game, the name of the stream, right? The theme of the stream is, right, thinking. Change your thinking and you can change your life. When I look back on some of the things, you can always look back. You learn some strategies and thinking, mastering your thoughts and self-improvement, personal growth. And then you look back and think, wow, I was doing some of these things already. So sometimes we can look back and think, wow, a lot of things I've been doing right. And but a lot of times it's by accident. I didn't do it on purpose. Hey, your cousin's about to go to NYU for the arts degree, and my grandparents are going to pay for it. I am facing homelessness. Oh, man, should I ask them for help? I think you should ask them for help because you know what? Hey, you're in a tough spot right now, right? You're in a tough spot. And from what you're saying, right, they're in a position to help you. And listen, if you're facing homelessness for whatever reason, right now you're hitting a dangerous spot in your life, right? A bump in the road, and you got family, friends, or someone that is in a position to help you. Definitely, you need to ask them and reach out. And hey, that takes a lot of character to do that too. It's not easy to ask people for help or assistance. I've had to do it. Not pretty recently I've had to do it. So, but you definitely want to do it. Number one, I'll take it. It's like an example of this. It's like an example of this, right? When somebody, let's say you're the one, you're always going out to dinner with people, and you're always treating for dinner. You're always picking up the tab. You're always, someone else tries to, and no, I got it. You don't allow them to pick up the tab because you get that joy from giving to others and helping others. But listen, what I've had to learn is, why am I robbing other people of that same joy? And so sometimes if you're the person always picking up the check because you're in a position where you can do it, sometimes you got to sit back and say, thank you. You let somebody else pick up the tab. Don't rob them of the gift of giving because you get such a pleasure out of it. Well, let them have the damn pleasure too. So I've learned to do that. I've learned to step back and say, oh, you know what? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll get the next time. I'll get the next one. But hey, maybe your family and friends are oblivious to the hardship that you're into right now. At least provide them the opportunity to help you out. And just think they're going to feel the joy of helping you. And hey, you're going to get back on your feet. This is going to be a season for you. You're going to get through this. Listen, the great thing about hitting rock bottom is there's nowhere else to go but up. You're going to get up. And if you have the humility right now to be here typing this and you're facing homelessness, listen, take the action and ask for help. Hey, go to a local church, get help. And what does the Bible say? Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be open. We have to ask sometimes. Some people may not realize, oh, I didn't know it was that bad. Hey, now maybe they won't help you out. But at least you've given them the opportunity to help you. So definitely, I think you should. What do you mean by stop trying to? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to, you know what? I haven't gotten to your question. I mean, stop trying, because to change our life, sometimes if by trying to change our life, we get stuck in the same rut. We need to change thinking first. So if we change our thinking, our life will change as a byproduct. It's all about changing our thinking. And so, I mean, this has happened to me. I was a deputy sheriff. I was a cop for 35 years. Listen, I'm going to tell you this straight from the heart. This actually happened to me. I got into a negative place, right? On the sheriff's department, I was blaming other people for my circumstances. I really had nothing to be upset about or complaining about, but I got into that mindset, to the point where I had it, which is a good place to be. That's it. I'm not going to do this anymore. You know what? I'm done with this profession. I'm going to get my real estate license, and I am going to make my own money, and I'm going to dictate my own economy, my own income, and I'm going to be my own boss. So I did that. I went out there and I got my real estate license as I was still a cop, and my broker sent me to sales training, and it turned out to not be sales training. Well, it was sales training, but it was by Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, who that's the first place where Tony Robbins worked, for Jim Rohn, right? Business strategy, really life strategy. So that training that my broker sent me to was actually life training more than it was sales training. I got more life training tips from that seminar than I had gotten my whole life up until those 29 years that I'd already been alive, right? So, just little nuances about when you change, things will change for you, right? It's not your relatives. It's not the economy. It's not the government. It's not the politicians. It's you. And then I realized it's me. And so I tested it out. So when I changed, things began to change for me. The same department that I worked for that was a negative influence on me, I thought. I changed. All of a sudden, I was developing relationships with people who could do things for me. All of a sudden, my career turned around on the sheriff's department. Did I get a degree? Did I go to classes in school? What changed for me but my thinking? My thinking changed, and then my life changed. Then my job on the sheriff's department changed, and then I returned to stand-up comedy. I became cop by day, comedian by night. I became known as LA's comedy cop, and then there were no limits, and sometimes that can be a bad thing. We can do a lot of things, right? We can do anything we want. We just can't do everything because there's not enough time. And that's my problem. I think I can do everything. Hey, I can do that. Hey, you know what? I think I can do that. Well, I can do some things, but I can't do everything. But the change in my life occurred when the thinking changed. When I stopped mind reading other people, right? Oh, that guy, that guy's against me. I had a sergeant on the sheriff's department. Every time I had been turning in reports already for 15 years. And now this guy, every report I turned in, he's redlining it. He's returning it to me for corrections. I'm thinking, this guy hates me. I assign his thinking to him. I was mind reading this guy, right? I was mind reading. This guy hates me. He's out to get me. This guy, he's in for a fight. This guy, he's going to scratch off my reports like this. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? And then I started going to the training, the life training, right? And then I read that book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And what's one of the main lessons? Seek first to understand, then be understood. I'm going to try to understand this guy. You know what I'm going to do? This sergeant that keeps redlining my reports and turning them back to me for corrections. I sent him a message on our computers in the police cars, and hey, let's meet for dinner. We were working the PM shift, so I asked him for coffee or dinner or something. He agreed. Oh yeah, I'll meet you over there at 5. Oh, this guy's going to meet me. This guy that hates me, that I put in my own head, right? I was mind reading this guy. And so I learned, do not mind read. That's what I'm talking about. Don't try to change your life, change your thinking. Because changing your thinking is going to change your feelings. Your feelings are going to change your emotions, and your emotions are responsible for your vibration. And that's where the magnetism and what you attract comes in. So I meet the guy for dinner. I meet him for dinner. I'm kind of feeling him out, right? Hey, how are you? Yeah, where'd you grow up? And I told him about my summer place and 1,000. Oh, he says, I love fishing. Fresh water, right? I go, yeah, fresh water. Oh, I love fishing and this. And then I find out, and then he tells me that he has a master's degree in English, right? This guy was an English major. So this was his thing, right? English reports. So he was the corrections really, were they merited? Yes. So, I mean, he was actually coming up with, because I tested it out, he was right in most cases. My English wasn't proper. Now, of course, in most cases, we write police reports for 5th grade level. And so that's why most of my reports go through, because I write at about a 5th grade level. But of course, my master's degree sergeant here, he's correcting on a master's degree level. But that's okay. He had nothing against me. That's his thing, was the English language and proper grammar. And he was an expert at it. And so come to find out, he had nothing against me. But in my head, he did. I made that up. I was mind reading, and I assigned that meaning to him. Wasn't even true. Now, luckily, I had begun to change, and I had gotten into seek first to understand, then to be understood. So I wanted to understand this guy, meet him for dinner, feel him out a little bit. All of a sudden, we had things in common, legitimate. I didn't have to make them up. Hey, oh, yeah, you like fishing? You have fresh water. Yeah, my island is fresh water. Bum, bum. And then we would talk about fishing almost every couple days. We would talk about fishing, and we developed rapport with each other. And I don't know, either my reports got a little better. He wasn't so quick to redline them. But you know what I started doing? I started asking him for advice on my English and my report writing. So instead of having any animosity or negative emotions, right? Negative emotions. So my thinking for this guy was negative. So my thinking about him, he was after me. That was my feelings, and it created emotions of anger, and that put me on a vibration that's what I was going to attract from him. But I was able to refocus in a different direction. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. And so this is what I mean by stop trying to change your life by trying to change your life. Change your thinking. Life is going to change automatically. It happened for me. That's why I get excited about it, and it becomes fun. Listen, it's the best gift that you can give anybody else when we become better communicators, when we become a better person, a better friend, a better son, daughter, mother, father, who benefits but everybody around us. People are going to look at you different. Hey, what's going on with you? You're acting a little different. There's something different about you, and that's kind of a cool thing. It really is. Hey, listen, I didn't think so either. Let me put that in there. Let me put your comment in there, because you know what? You're important. Everybody's important, right? And you know what? You're the most important person in your world, and that's the way it should be. And so Google McDougler, I think. Thank you. I didn't think about it being, I lost it. About it being a pleasure to help people. Hey, I didn't either, right? Sometimes, when you get into self-improvement, personal growth, you can get a little self-absorbed in yourself, right? You don't want that. But my wife got me into, actually, I made a connection at our local church. And then he said, hey, we got to get you on the safety team. And we've got to, so I got on the safety team and I started serving on Sundays. Sometimes I'll serve 2 services because then I get to hear the service twice. And I need it, believe me. So, I got your comment right here. Let me put it back up there. We're talking about service, helping people. I didn't think about it being a joy to be able to help. There's a perception in my family that being a man, I should have it together. The girls get all the help, and I'm afraid of rejection. Listen, I have been there. My brother, I have been there. But sometimes that feeling can drive. You probably have a drive in you, right? That you're meant for more. There's more meant for your life. This is what happened to me. When I was in high school and I was too skinny, couldn't gain weight, pushed around, tried to play sports. My buddies played sports. I got beat up and I got run over. I tried to get on the football team, JV, and they ran over me, cleats on my face. I just couldn't gain weight. But as always, there's 1 or 2 people, and I'll be one for you. There's 1 or 2 people who see greatness within you, right? They'll tell you. I had like 2 people. I had a high school coach. Cliff, listen, these weights are down here every night in the gym. Rome was not built in a day. Get down here, start hitting these weights, right? And then I had another teacher. She went to Europe, and she came back with some powerlifting magazine. She gave it to me, and then I got, wait a minute. That became my mission, to get bigger. I didn't care what I had to do. Oh man. So can you imagine 6'2", 135? All right. I mean, hey, so in 1 year, it took a couple years to get into working out, getting weights at my house, starting to learn about. So I started devouring muscle and fitness, health and strength, muscular development, all these bodybuilding magazines from the 1970s, every routine, how people got size, their nutrition programs. And so I immersed myself in all of this stuff. And then in 1 year, I gained 50 pounds. Believe me, it was not all muscle, but I didn't care. I had been skinny for so long. I did all these strategies to try to gain weight, and I couldn't eat a lot of solid food. So I had to go to liquid. And so I would drink 6 quarts of whole milk a day. But to your point, listen, I became self-conscious, rejection, because of my skinniness, I became self-conscious. I just wanted to gain weight at any cost. But I don't know, that drove me to immerse myself in to weightlifting, trying to get bigger, trying to gain weight, reading all these routines, the Weider principles of lifting weights, progressive resistance. And so now 55 years later, I've habituated, these things. So now 68 years old, and this would have been, when I was 38, the 20-year reunion, and I'm sure none of them are watching this, my 20-year class reunion, I get back, and now I've habituated weight training for the last 20 years, and now I come back to the reunion, all these guys, these wonderful big football players, they're all fat bastards and out of shape, big bellies, and they've lost half their muscle, and hey, here I am. I've had 20 years of consistently working out. And so I don't want to say I took great pleasure in it. I took great pleasure in it. And I continue to this day. And so 55 years later, I had a great session in the gym today. It all starts right there. I think that should be the foundation, is progressive exercise with weights. Women, men, even my mom, who's 90, she's starting to lift weights. She's been walking for about 20 years now. And so still driving, still trying to learn new things at 90. And believe me, it's not in the genes. For all of us, some of it is in the genes, but a lot of it is our environment and what we're doing. We can have a big impact. So listen, I know where you're coming from. Yeah, I had a dad similar, what you're talking about, Marine. Hey, right, suck it up. And hey, you got to be tough. And, not show emotions. And that's one thing I do. I show emotions. And so sometimes a little bit too much on the sensitive side. I'll agree with you. All right. Gay. All right. Alamo City Cello. Oh, gay. No gay. No rainbow. But I'll tell you what, thank you for the response. Because listen, a tough thing is, what? You can't let the judgment or opinion of others sway you from your mission and what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to do. You can't give that power away. That's another lesson learned. When you change your thinking, and people are going to throw shade on you, going to call you gay or whatever, that's okay. You know who you are, and you don't give away that power, because when you let someone else affect how you feel, that person made me mad. No, they can make you mad. They don't have that power. You allowed them to make you mad, right? They don't have the power to make you mad. You allowed that to happen. You created your anger internally. Outside influence cannot make you do anything. I was talking earlier about that book, A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. If you don't have that book, A Man's Search for Meaning, I've read this thing 3 times. Viktor Frankl got caught up and dragged into the concentration camps, and he was a psychologist, and he was preparing a book at the time. And I believe all of his family were killed in the camps. And he became fascinated kind of in a morbid way, because he saw one group of people that, they survived, And another group of people he thought were going to survive, they threw themselves into the wire, committed suicide. Why did they do it? They didn't. And then he started to realize these people, these evil bastards in these concentration camps, they've killed my family. They can do everything to me except for one thing they cannot control: my thoughts, my thinking, and the meaning that I give to it. A man's search for meaning. And he found out through his own experimentation within the camps that people started changing the meaning that they gave to their thoughts, and that's what allowed them to survive. And he started thinking about, when he got out of that camp, the talk that he was going to give on what he learned in the camp about that meaning that he was giving to thinking. And A Man's Search for Meaning is all about that experience in the camps. And logotherapy is the psychological kind of theme that he goes by. Logotherapy is a branch of therapy. And so check it out. Viktor Frankl, A Man's Search for Meaning. No, not gay. Nothing against. Listen, I actually like some things that I guess people would say were gay. I do like Broadway shows. So, and most of my fellow cop friends and even comedian friends, they don't like Broadway shows. So, not gay. I love beautiful women, and if I have to, I'll prove it. All righty, baby. Hey, listen, everybody, this has been great going live with you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I like going raw and real because I'm sick of, I've been using AI on some photographs. I can't believe the crap that they start playing with AI. It can really help you create more time in your week, but don't use it to auto-generate everything. I mean, YouTube is really starting to come after these channels that are totally auto-generated by AI, which I'm glad, because those of us who are out in front of the camera, who don't mind putting ourselves out there, and there's no AI generation in my channel. So this is all raw and real, just between you and me. Hey, thank you, everybody. I'm about to head out. Going to play some trivia tonight. I play trivia with a group of people. I never wanted to play trivia. I thought it was the stupidest damn thing. Do I want to play trivia? No. And then I was on a cruise with my wife 2 years ago, and then we went to trivia night, and I go, shit, this is kind of fun. And so, trivia is fun. And so it's all about really fellowship and being out there with other people. All right, everybody, listen, you know I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Please leave a comment, and I appreciate all the comments, even the negative. I'll even answer the negative ones. All right, everybody, that's it for today. See you in the next video.